Hey guys, this is gonna be a quick. I'm talking about it really quick too. Quick Ancient Origins set review, just because this video is gonna run along, so I gotta get it going really quick. I'm only gonna talk about cards that are gonna be pretty either interesting, useful, or decks I'm gonna make of, like decks that I will make these cards be featured in. Pretty much. First one, Vileplume. Although I don't like lock decks, this is pretty much what it's gonna be used for. It's a 130 HP grass type Pokemon. It's got a frustrating pollen, also known as irritating pollen. Basically, as long as a Pokemon is as long as this Pokemon is in play, both you and your opponent cannot play item cards. So it's kind of good because it doesn't allow you to play item cards either, but it also locks them out of item cards. So there's that. It's gonna be featured in quite a bit of lock decks. So just have this image in your face right here, this right there. All right, we're gonna skip on it. We're gonna skip most of the cards that aren't either relevant or I'm pretty sure will also be some kind of person's deck, but it's not gonna be mentioned in my deck, my set review. Ariados, he's gonna be useful because his ability is amazing. He's a 70 HP stage 1, which is kind of a bummer because I really like Ariados too. I wish he was actually an attacker, but he's used for his ability. His ability is Poison Nest. I'm not sure what it's called in the English set, but once during your turn, before you attack, you may use the ability. Both active Pokemon are not poisoned, excluding grass type Pokemon. So he doesn't poison himself, but he poisons other Pokemon. There's 2 decks featured with this right now as ideas. It is Sceptile-EX, and the other one is Machamp-EX. Machamp has a very neat secondary attack that takes advantage of the first ability, and Sceptile-EX does not get poisoned himself because of the ability, but also takes advantage of it with Assassin's Claw. That's about it for Ariados. Sceptile-EX, we might shrink him down, but he's one of the he's one of the EXs here that you're gonna be seeing later on this new set. He's coming out of Hoopa's ring, but he's basically one of the EXs that's gonna be pretty much one of the more formidable EXs that are coming out, because you see him more likely he's in the new grass support, grass stadium kind of thing. He's gonna be out in your face a lot of times in the decks that are coming. If you guys didn't like seeing Rayquaza decks in the very beginning, this is what you can see in Ancient Origins beginning. Sceptile-EX is 170 HP basketball, weak to fire, so we're probably gonna see the Rise of Fire type Pokemon also coming back a little bit. He's got Sleep Poison attack, which is okay. It does 10. You flip a coin, and then if you get heads, you just sleep and poison. The secondary attack is pretty neat actually. Assassin's Claw. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, so Ariados, this attack does 70 more. So the 60, right? Does 130 basically base. Wait, is my math wrong? My math is not right. My math is wrong. My math is right. My bad. It does 130 if they're poisoned, so 140 in total. Muscle Band 160 if Verbic was still a thing, 190 or no 180. So if Verbic was a thing, so it'll be doing 180 to EXs for 2 energies. So if you're playing expanded, prepare to see this in your expanded face-offs. If not, then you'll be seeing this or the Mega. The Mega itself is pretty scary. I love the artwork. It's dragon typing. I'm kind of sad they make it dragon type, but alright, whatever. We'll take it like that. It's 220 HP Mega, so not the bulkiest Mega, but it has an ability or a trait called Theta Stop. It stops all abilities that affect this Pokemon. So basically, things like Malamar-EX's ability, Luna's long distance relationship, long distance hypnosis, Bats, Fortress, things like that. The abilities that affect your opponent's Pokemon, or abilities that affect this Pokemon itself, do no longer work against this Pokemon. Abilities that are on the Pokemon is like Giratina's EXs or Hoopa's EX. Those abilities still work because there are abilities on themselves or on their own player, pretty much. They're not abilities on this Pokemon, so they still work, but things like that do not work longer. He's got a really neat attack. It's a 1 grass, 1 colorless. Does 100 damage, but the effect is you may attach up to 2 grass energies from your hand to your bench Pokemon any way you like, and if you do, remove all damage counters from that for the Pokemon you attach them to. So basically, the whole concept of it is you have your damaged Pokemon on your bench. You swap them in for this. You Dragon Saber. You attach 2 grass energies to your damaged Pokemon, and you basically full restore, or basically max potion them back to full health, so they're ready to go again. As far as damage output, he doesn't do very much, so that kind of saves you. He doesn't even knock out grass weak Pokemon like Crown Groudon or Kyogre, but he does have a great secondary effect, and that's pretty much what to be used for. It's basically like the other Manectric Pokemon, pretty much. We got Combi, not important, but we got Vespiquen. Vespiquen's super important. Right now, the decks that are coming up with him are the Evolution deck. It's called Evolutions. The reason why is because it's 90 HP, so it's a little. It basically has the same attack. I'm kind of going all over the place here. It's 90 HP grass type Pokemon, so it gets the added benefit of grass support in this set, like grass giant plant stadium, or giant plant forest, I think, and things like that. What makes it truly a powerful thing is the secondary attack is Be Revenge. It does 20 damage or 20 plus damage. The attack does 10 more for each Pokemon card in your discard pile. So basically, it's the exact same thing as Flareon from the Plasma Flareon. That's just recently got rotated out. It's the exact same attack. The only difference is now it gets evolution support, and also what I like about this card is, although it has 10 HP less, it does have free retreat cost, which is something very useful. It's always good to have free retreat cost. The first attack is actually pretty decent. It's information control. It does 10 damage, but you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. That's pretty neat. This other one's not important. This card I feel would have been great if it had this attack as a double colorless. Virizion, I think it's a girl. Virizion looks like a girl to me. Just 110 basic grass type Pokemon. This first attack is pretty neat. I guess it would have been better as an ability, even though that would have made it a little OP, but I still would have saw it better as an ability. The second attack though, price counter would have been amazing if it was double colorless, because if basically it's 4 damage, and then if you have more prize cards left in your opponent, it does 80, so 120 in total. So it basically be used as a revenge killer Pokemon. But as it is right now, it only be used in basically grass decks because you need to commit 2 grass energies to it. But it would have been amazing for double colors, because I would have been teched into decks with that are fighting against Primal Groudons, Primal Kyogres, or Sceptile itself. I mean, this would have been amazing. But as it is, it's just for a grass Pokemon pretty much. Flareon is one of the evolutions that have this amazing ability that turns stage 1s into their typing as well. So basically, this one's called Flare Effect. As long as this Pokemon is in play, all your stage 1 Pokemons are fire as well as their original type. So basically, it becomes fire and grass type. So that's why Bevolutions is such an interesting deck, because it does very well too. That's why Bevolutions is a very interesting deck. Entei, although they're great in pre-release, I don't think these cards would be super amazing. This Entei has a pretty good chance to be the fire, basically the Sceptile counters, or basically the grass fire weak counter, because the secondary attack is pretty decent. Although once again, it only applies if you have a fire deck, pretty much. The first attack is pretty decent as well if you can find out how to put energies on top of your deck in a consistent way to always basically hop out your Pokemon. Burning Scent, discard the top 4 cards of your deck, attach any fire type Pokemon you find there. Fire type Pokemon. Without any fire type energy, you find it to any Pokemon any way you like. So it's pretty neat for acceleration. The second one is Combat Blaze, 20 plus damage. This attack does 20 more for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So what Skyfield does an amazing amount. So basically, it takes the form of Righteous Attack or Do the Wave or things like that. So of course, with Skyfield hits a very high number, but like I said, it would be amazing if it was just double colorless, because then now you have fire typing. But I guess Raichu can take effect of this Flareon as well. I don't know, but this would be great for fire decks to help out with consistency. I want to mention that one. Another card I want to mention real quick is the Volcarona. This Volcarona particularly. The reason I want to mention it is because it has an interesting first attack that could be useful depending on how you run it. Volcarona is 100 HP stage 1, so it can take effect of the other attacks, but Sunbath is what I'm going to talk about. Sunbath, search your deck for a basic Pokemon and then put it onto your bench. Then attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your deck to that Pokemon. Shove your deck afterwards. That's a pretty good first attack. If it wasn't for stage 1, that'd be an amazing attack right there. Helps you get things started up. So the only way I can see this being playable is with Wally, things like that, just to help split it up. But I just want to mention it because I think that's a pretty decent first attack. We also got Magikarp, Gyarados, and this better Gyarados. This Gyarados is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about it right now. This Gyarados has the ability, or not ability, but Theta Double, which allows you to attach 2 Pokemon tool cards attached to it. What's really amazing about it is the counter attack. The counter attack does 30 damage, or 30 times damage, I guess. The attack does 30 damage times the number of damage counters on all your bench Magikarp. So 30 base, and then 30 for every damage on your Magikarp. Now Magikarp only has 30 HP though, so obviously this would be a very risky attack. You gotta make sure their opponent attacks with a 20 hit move, pretty much. The way you can do this is you can use Team Magma's base, put these guys down. You will get damage. You put 20 on each one, and then you Archies this Gyarados out, and now he's counterattacking for a lot of damage, and not including the tools, not including the tools themselves, but he's doing a lot of damage. So the way the deck works is if you get it out first or second turn, you'll be doing really solid. You'll probably even win the game because you're putting so much pressure on your opponent that you can't keep up. If you get it started later on though, odds are you won't be winning that game. But that's about it. You can pair. I'm gonna see this deck. I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna see how good it can get. We got Vaporeon, which has Flareon's attack, but for water typing, basically as long as Pokemon's in play, all your stage 1s are also water typing. Reggie-Ice, which would be neat because Reggie-Ice has cool. All the Reggies have an attack. The secondary attack affects EXs. This one is called Resistant Blizzard. Does 70 damage and then during your next turn, prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon EX. So there's it could be useful. It could be teched in. Secondary attack is not that bad. Karam-EX is probably one of the EXs that got neglected in this set. That people don't think it's good. I think it's okay. I feel that what made it solid would have been just putting these at 3 energies instead of the 4th energy. We're putting it at 3 energies would be decent. But the first attack is basically glaciate for 2 waters, 1 colors. You Kyurem basically EX for 2 waters, 1 colors. You do Frozen World or Glaciate. This attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. The second one is called Ice Caliber, which is a pretty cool name. It does 130, but you discard 1 energy attached to this Pokemon. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon cannot attack. So it doesn't matter if it's EX or not, it just can't attack. So I think the secondary attack is pretty decent, pretty good. Kabali has something similar called Iron Breaker, but it was only 3. I think this would have been a lot more playable if it just had 3 water attachments, or maybe 2 water and 1 colors. But I'm thinking it's a decent card. I'm probably going to use it in one of the decks. The only thing that happens is Blastoise got rotated out, so it's going to be a little tougher to run, but I'm going to figure out a way with this. Jolteon is the exact same as Flareon, and Vaporeon. It adds electric typing to stage 1s, so there you go. Ampharos is a monster in pre-releases. Lightning Thunder Rod looks at your top 4 cards, and then you may touch any lightning or electric energy you find there, or lightning energy you find there to this Pokemon. So it's pretty good because it doesn't actually discard, it just looks at them real quick and then you shuffle if they're not that. And then Sparking Tail does 100, and then it's not affected by weakness, resistance, or any other effects of the defending Pokemon. So that's pretty neat. It's like a Balance attack, pretty much. Steel Bullet. This is the Mega I want to talk about the most because people don't talk about it as much as Mega Sceptile and Mega Tyranitar. I think this Mega is actually pretty scary, in my opinion. It's pretty scary. It's got fabulous hair. It's got all this greatness. I think it's pretty scary. It's Mega Lural or Mega Ampharos. Basically, it's Exavolt or Extravolt. I don't know, Exavolt, something, right? 120 damage, and then you may make it do 50 more and paralyze your opponent's active Pokemon. If you do, you do 30 to yourself. That is absurd. It is basically, oh my turtles. It is basically the same exact thing as Ivysaur, or no, Venusaur, Mega Venusaur-EX, except for the poison. It even has the same base damage, actually, now that I think about it. It's super scary. I'm not sure why people are not talking about this card. It's super duper scary. I mean, now yes, they printed out cards that kind of negate special effects, but still, if they don't have those cards, this thing is super scary. Like, obviously, Poke Center Lady, you don't see much of that in play as well. Like, you maybe see like 1 maybe at best. A Sparkling Robe, I think is what it's called. That's sure, but that's a tool that nobody really runs. Just better tools. I don't know. Your only safe thing is switch and escape rope. I mean, now Caldio is getting rotated out, so you don't even have Bustin. You don't even have Russian. You got Bustin from Dragonite, but I mean, Dragonite-EX is kind of like a lower, less EX. So I mean, you're not gonna really see him either. So this guy is a threat in my opinion, but nobody really talks about him. I think he's pretty decent. If you can find a way to put Spirit Link on him, then take it off of him, and then put a Protection Cube on him, you could be paralyzing people for days. You can just paralyze them once, and the next turn just do it again, but they'll do the paralyze. I mean, I think this guy's a monster, but nobody really talks about him. I'm gonna make a deck with him. I think he's a monster. I think he's like one of the better ones, one of the most threatening megas to come out. We got unknowns with Last Will. The reason why this guy is super important because he protects you from item lock. His ability protects you from item lock. Once in your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. So basically, whenever you feel the need, you need to draw a card, you can sacrifice him to the last zone, and then get a card. He works really well with Bevolutions because Bevolutions also needs Pokemon in the discard pile. But the reason why he was made for is for item lock decks. So basically, if you just had nothing but item cards, you can draw something hopefully better. We got Boltoy, we got another Boltoy for like lock decks, but nothing too serious. He got nice artwork. And then we got Claydol. He's okay. Rewind can be potentially a good attack, but I mean the stage 1 with 100 HP, not the most amazing thing. But yeah, so not too bad. He's nothing. You might see one or two in play. This Golurk is another one that people are talking about. It kind of has the same effect as Bevolutions. It's kind of the next up and comer, pretty much. It's got Data Stop, I believe. Yeah, Data Stop. So no abilities affect him. He has his own ability, which is pretty neat. He counts as fighting and psychic. So now with the EVs, he can count as fire, psychic, water, fighting, and electric. His move is 4 energies, colorless energy too, so he can be splashed in, I guess. But he does 8 damage, and then you may make this attack do 40 more. If you do this, does 20 to itself. So there you go. It's pretty neat. Hoopa-EX is one of the most talked about EX and probably the most OP EX people are considering in this set. The reason why is because although his attack is not great and his HP is okay, his ability is monstrous. His ability led to it's called Bandit Ring. In the English set, it's called Scoundrel Ring. But Hoopa-EX basically lets you look up to 3 Pokemon EXs, excluding itself once you play him from your hand. So you play it off from your hand to the bench. You may use his ability. You look for 3 EXs, not named Hoopa-EX. So you can look for your Mega that you're attacking Mega, the EX of it, and then a Shaman. So you can it basically is like another draw card, another supporter card. So it's super great for that. We got my personal favorite card of the set, Machamp-EX. It's 180 HP, bulking, manly man right there. Young Gun himself. Thrash, and then Crazy Hammer. Crazy Hammer is the one that's we're talking about. It does 80 damage, and if this Pokemon is affected by a special condition, it does 80 more damage, so 160, and then you remove the special condition from this Pokemon, which is super awesome. People are pairing it up with Ariados, which is basically the most sound reason, the most like understandable reason to pair it up with Ariados. You poison yourself and you Crazy Hammer for 160. I know what you guys are saying. 160 is not that great, but with all the fighting support when it comes to damage output, you can easily reach high numbers. I already did the calculations, and Machamp, depending on what you have on him, can do 160 to 260 damage with the second attack. So 260 knocks out a lot of things. It's pretty scary. I love Machamp. He's gonna be a fun deck to make. And we got Wooper, and we got Quagsire. Nothing too amazing, but Quagsire got some sick art. Look at that. He's flipping you off, and he's playing in sand, not even a care in the world. He built this, I think. Either way, we got Regirock, who kind of takes the attack from Bouffalant, out the ability. If your opponent's Pokemon's EX, it does 60 more, so 120 for 3. We got Golurk, not the important one. We also got Tyranitar-EX, which is a monster. Not this one, but this one is the monster. Mega Tyranitar-EX with data double. He's got 240, so he has the most HP of the Megas, and he's got his Dark typing too. He's got a sick name for an attack, Destroyer King. Data double, so you can put two tools to it. People want to put 2 Head Ringers on this card. So yes, Head Ringer would be a super annoying thing on it. But obviously the first tool is gonna have Spirit Link. The second one's probably gonna be like Weakness Policy, or I guess Muscle Band. But you wouldn't really need Muscle Band. Maybe Hard Charm, I guess. Mega Tyranitar is such a monster because just like the name Destroyer King, it's got sick attack. 110 base damage and does 60 more for each of your damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So people are pairing this up with Fortress, and people are pairing this up with Bats. So obviously with Bats and Fortress, you put damage counters on your Pokemon, on your opponent's Pokemon. You only ever need about 2, and then once then you can start doing Destroyer King for the knockouts pretty much. It is 4 energy cost, but with Mega Turbo and Double Colors, those things could be reached up pretty easily, so that's not going to slow them down. This is probably the scariest Pokemon of the set. and it's the one that everybody's looking forward to really because everyone wants to pull off the Destroyer King, I think. But yeah, so that's probably the scariest thing of the set. We got Sceptile-EX, which is a pretty nice card. The only reason why is because the first attack is Captivating Eye. You get to use a supporter card from your opponent's discard pile and use that as an effect of this attack. So basically, if you have a slow hand or if you have a really dead hand, but your opponent played an N or something, you can use N to help your hand out. We got NK, Malabar, nothing too amazing. We got Beldum, Matang. We got Metagross, and Metagross, this one's pretty neat. I think it works well with metal decks. Basically, you may, before you attack, once you attack, it's called a Magnet Warp, but once during your turn before you attack, you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, well, I guess if you do, then your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. As attack, Iron Cannon, even though it needs 4 energy, is pretty neat too. It does 80 damage, and then you may discard all meta energy attached to this Pokemon, and then if you do, you may do 80 more, so 160. It works really well with Brozong. As far as how playable this card will be, I don't know. Probably just metal decks will have this featured in, or metal or mill as well, because this could be a good mill deck for Ninjask. But other than that, that's about it. We got Registeel. Registeel's secondary attack is pretty neat. Like I said, like all the Regis do a secondary attack. The second attack does something against EXs. Registeel does Imprisoning Hammer, or in the English set, Forbidden Iron Hammer. It does 70 damage, and then if your opponent's active Pokemon is the EX, discard 1 energy attached to them. So that's pretty neat. Always discarding energy is always pretty neat. Slow down your opponent. We got Ralts, Kirlia, and we got Gardevoir. Gardevoir, I think, is nothing too amazing. The ability is pretty decent, but once again, because of this, it might not be as great as it could have been. Healing 20 damage from each of your Pokemon is pretty neat, though. I think it'd be a good thing to tech in against Tyranitar, just to keep your damage counters low. We got Connie, which is cute. Look at him, so cute. And we got Whimsicott. Whimsicott is a Pokemon that I think has potential, and Mike PTCGO definitely believes this Pokemon has potential. I think he actually likes this Pokemon as like one of his favorite Pokemon in general. But he really likes this Pokemon, and I like this Pokemon too, and I think it has potential. The thing I thought of was just Wailord, because it's the easiest thing to think of. As far as what he thinks of, I'm pretty sure he thinks of Wailord too, but I want to see what other kind of things he comes up with. But basically, the reason why we both see this card as potential, because of his first attack. It is stage 1, but it's not that bad. Stage 1's pretty easy to get out nowadays because of the new card, not a new, but a returning card of the set. It's Fairy type, which is also pretty neat. It's got Wind Mischief. I'm not sure what it's called in the English set, but we'll go with Wind Mischief. Choose one of your bench Pokemon. Move all damage counters on that Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. So the whole point of it is just to have a lot of damage onto one of your Pokemon. So obviously the one I can take the most is Wailord, and then moving 240 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, knocking them out, because nothing can survive that besides another Wailord. I wish it did like 10 damage too, just to solidify like the Wailord knockouts. But yeah, so this Pokemon, it has potential. As far as what would it be seen in, I'm not sure. It's kind of nice because you can kind of take it in any deck. Well, not really, because it needs a fairy, but you can kind of take it in a deck where your opponent's Pokemon, where your Pokemon are really badly damaged, and you can just kind of full heal them off. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what's coming out of this with this. Giratina-EX is probably one of the coolest Pokemon EXs that I've seen, and then the ability and the attack are pretty neat. It's kind of weird. I'll explain a little why. It's got 170 Dragon type Pokemon, 3 retreat costs, Dragon types. It's got the ability Rebellious Wave, prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Mega Evolved Pokemon. So Mega Evolved Pokemon cannot touch this Pokemon at all, which is super amazing. Not even Sceptile, not even Tyranitar, not even Ampharos can touch this guy. He's also got Chaos Veil. For 1 grass, 1 psychic, and 2 colors, you do 100 damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, he or she cannot play Pokemon tools, special energies, or stadium cards from his or her hand. So obviously he's like a lockish kind of card, but what's super amazing about him is that he's kind of made as a protection. He's made to protect you from Megas, and he's made to help keep you safe from the Megas as well. Sure, what do you mean by stadium cards and special energy? Well, those are obviously to protect you from those kind of things. Which is what I think about is weird, is that he's known as a rebellious Pokemon, right? Like he's supposed to be the one that just breaks stuff and no, you pay for it kind of thing. And here he's the protector. I think it's pretty neat. And the reason why is because there's a stadium called Fated City or Fated Town, and it puts 2 damage counters onto the Megas. So the whole thing about it is you're supposed to play Fated Town, and then you do Chaos Veil. That way they cannot take away the Fated Town. They can take it with paint roller or stuff like that, but they can't themselves put their own stadium. The stadium that they would run, depending on the Pokemon, but Mega T-Tar will probably run Silent Lab, which will get rid of this. So obviously, this right here is to help protect Giratina and stuff like that. So that's why I can. We got Gumi, Gudra, Gumi, Sliggoo, Gudra, Meowth, because it's Meowth, Persian, because Persian. We got Eevee, we got Porygon 2, and then we got Porygon Z. Porygon Z is kind of a more of a mean card. 3 energies, 70, and then during your next turn, your defending Pokemon or your opponent's Pokemon attacks cost colorless more to use. So if you're fighting an EX, you can use Head Ringer, and then this, so it'd be pretty annoying, I guess. But that's all I can see about it. Stage 2, so I mean, I guess it'd be a pretty annoying deck to run into if you run a lot of EXs. Then we got Porygon Z, this with a nice half-art looking thing, and then with Data Stop, so nobody's affect him. He's got 130 HP, so there's that. Stage 2, the digital reboot is basically made for Pokemon that evolve, but from hand that have abilities like Bats or Shiftry. Digital reboot, choose any number of evolved Pokemon on your bench. You may remove as many evolution cards from those Pokemon as you liked and put them in your hand. So obviously for Bats, you want to remove most of them so you can reuse Golbat and Crobat. For Shiftry, you just want to remove the Shiftry and then just put them back on. So there is that. That's what he's for, I believe. He's just for those kind of cards. We got Mewtwo-EX, aka Lugia-EX, 170 HP, so the same HP. Colors typing though. He's got Arrow Ball, 20 times the number of energy attached to this and defending Pokemon. So just like Mewtwo. Only difference is it doesn't hit for weakness, but I mean that's neither here or there. We got Eco Arm, shuffle 3 Pokemon tools from discard pile back into your deck. We got Paint Roller, which is obviously a Splatoon reference. We got Level Ball, which is amazing. Now Whimsicott and other things can get out fast and when they're needed. I love Level Ball. If you run Evolutions decks, you are glad that this thing is back because this helps out so much. Lucky Helmet, super amazing. Lucky Helmet, basically whenever you get attacked and you're active, whenever you get attacked, you get to draw 2 cards, even if you're knocked out. Super cool. We got the Lynx. We got Ace Trainer, which is pretty much the end replacement, I believe. I mean, it's the only one that kind of shuffles hand. You can only play it when you're pretty much losing or when you have more prize cards than your opponent. You play it, you both shuffle your hands, and then you draw 6 and your opponent draws 3. Super amazing, super good, super disruption-y. We got Hex Maniac, which is I'm kind of sad that these two do not get full art cards to them, but I mean, I guess we get to take it or leave it. Hex Maniac is basically you play a supporter card, and you and your opponent's Pokemon in play and in player's hand and in this discard pile have no abilities. So until the end of your opponent's next turn, nothing has abilities. So he's made to stop Vileplume Lock. He's made to stop Rebellious Wave. He's made to stop all this other stuff. But yeah, cost of supporter, so that's kind of good. But yeah, I wish there was a full art bait right here. But yeah, pretty good. It's pretty how to get away with abilities. Here's the state I'm talking about. It's called Color Drain City in here, but in the English set it's called Fated City. When this is in between turns, you put 2 damage counters on each Mega Evolved Pokemon in play. Yeah, we got Giant Plant Forest, which basically works as Butterfree's ability from the Flash Fire set. Whenever you can evolve grass Pokemon the turn you play it, or if it's their first turn out there. I mean, it's basically you can just straight up evolve them right there. We got the new Electric Energy. Flash Energy gives electric Pokemon no weakness. Dark Energy or Bad Energy right here only works against EX Pokemon. Basically, the Pokemon it's attached to, whenever they get hit by an EX, you put 2 damage counters on them. Here's the full arts. My favorite full art. I mean, they all look very nice, but one of my favorite full arts is the Kyurem. Looks super amazing. It looks like he's underneath the glacier or like underneath some kind of cloud, like swimming. I think it looks cool. The other one I really like is Hoopa. I don't like Hoopa, but Hoopa's dropping the mixtape. I like Machamps, but I think my favorite one out of the set is Tyranitar or Lugia. They all have amazing full arts except for Mega T-Turn. Mega T-Turn looks kind of weird. Yeah, looks kind of weird. Right here. Right here. These are my 2 favorite cards, I think. They just look so nice. This one like fits the typing so well. This one looks like it's doing Aero Blast already. I mean, they look really nice. Let's see. Also, these are the, I guess, the secret rares. This might as well just go at it. I pulled this in the pre-release. This one, the Primal Calgary shiny one. I have no use for it. I'm most likely gonna give it away. How I'm gonna give it away, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna most likely give it away. Probably in the next upcoming videos, I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna give it away. But there it is. You can picture yourself holding this card, I guess. I didn't get these ones though. They all have max data max, but I hear they're gonna errata that into their original traits. And the secret rare is the energy retrieval and then the trainer's mail. But yeah, so that's everything. I just want to go with it real quick. I don't want to make the video long either, so I'm kind of rushed through it real quick. But those are all things that are pretty much the most talked about thing. Other thing is in the English set there is the full art Steven. So if you want to keep your full art collection up to date, let it be known that he's in there. So that's about it. Just like yeah. So this card, I'm just sending out there. I'm probably gonna give it away. So be looking for that. I'm gonna post some kind of video where I talk about how I'm gonna get rid of this thing. I also put a Tyranitar, but not a full art. I'm probably gonna keep that because I'm probably gonna make a deck with that. Either way, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did rush through it, so if I didn't cover the Pokemon you like, I'm super sorry. But I mean, there's only a couple Pokemon that are actually usable in every set. So yeah, so if I didn't cover, odds are I didn't think it would be that popular in upcoming deck ideas or something like that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this, my little set review of Ancient Origins. I'm super excited about this set because of my champ and Ariados. Those are my two Pokemon that are always great. Other than that, I think that's about it. I didn't cover everything. Yeah, I think so. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys did, please leave a like, and then on the bottom comment on the bottom what your guys' favorite card or what your guys' most hyped card from this set is coming out, or what you guys want to work with. So yeah, so other than that, I think that's about it. So hope you guys have a great, awesome day.